and we'll see the dynamic Justin Fields. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Pioneers and the Bulls, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to British Columbia and the gleaming jewel that is Vancouver, Canada. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Garden, Charles Davis joining you from the booth. And, Charles, we take a peek at this Vancouver team entering play.
They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Meanwhile, for our visiting San Antonio ball club, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They'll run. Here's Devon Achane.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. Ritter off the play fake.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Back to throw, Ritter.
Eluding the pressure right.
And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And normally in this spot we talk about passing numbers from last week, but this time it's all about the rushing. 3 times he found the end zone in his last ball game. He is a do-everything quarterback, and you have to expect we'll see him call his own number here as well.
A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
The numbers for Mixon last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the 1st down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Again, it's Mixon. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
10 more there and another 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
From the 2, here's first and goal. Mixon is in for a touchdown. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT.
And it's good to make it 7-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bulls offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. And his numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Ritter now.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And it'll be first and goal at the 7-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they start in the best of all positions, first and goal. They'll give it to Mixon.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
Mixon again, but he will go backwards as he stopped for a loss. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Now Fields.
Flush to his right. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Justin Fields
taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Pioneers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Back out comes San Antonio. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Achane to start the drive.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. You see the numbers on the ground a week ago for HN. 12 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Here's Ritter. He'll dump this off to HN.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
On play action, here's Ritter.
He completes it to Ridley. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Looking to throw it here. Ritter.
That's Samuel, caught left side. So the completion gets him just a yard, and that will bring up second down. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Ritter to throw it.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late, and that way it's not formed perfectly.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, one from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31 of 32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Play action. It's Fields. Complete. Jefferson the target.
Called a gain of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Fields now to throw.
This is caught. It's Boyd. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
A gain there of 30 big ones.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
On play action, Fields.
Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. As they've got it as we resume action.
Mixing up the middle. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And once again, he'll get possibly back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Fields.
Buying time to his left. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. Can this defense hold him out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They run for it with Mixon. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. Mixon unable to find the goal line on 4th down. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right.
The drive starts with a run from Achane.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
This is 2nd and 8. Up the middle, Achane.
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out of there. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
From the gun, here's Fields.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
Now it's Fields. That's to the former Lion, Josh Reynolds.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
From the 20, here's a 2nd down and 4. Here's Fields. This goes out wide from Mixon.
2 yards on the pickup there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Back to throw. Fields. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Fields. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
2nd and 1 from the 2. To throw is Fields.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Pioneers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Boy, so if you are scoring at home, Charles, and God bless you if you are, but that's now 3 drives and 3 touchdowns.
So in a baseball game, wouldn't that wreak havoc on your scorecard?
Yes.
I mean, with all the action that's happening now, how they got here, whatever cliche you want to bring into it, They're locked into a groove. They're clicking on all cylinders. Bottom line, they're piling up the points.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And there's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Now Achane on 1st and 10.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Again, it's Achane.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Off the play fake, it's Ritter.
Out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Now to try the field goal, here's Daniel Carlson. This one from 46 yards out. The kick by Carlson is good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw.
Dumps it off to Mixon. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. From the 50, here's Fields.
Over the middle, complete. It's Reynolds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Short throw to Disley.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now Fields.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by... And now off to the races down the right side. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Here's Ritter.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he will take it in for the touchdown. Deebo Samuel, an 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bulls get a bit closer.
As the offense went on the field to start their last drive, you know they discussed in the huddle, hey, if we put one in the end zone here, we've put ourselves in a position to start making a comeback.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw. Fields.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon.
Now another timeout called for by the offense, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We got an excellent first half from the dynamic quarterback, Justin Fields. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Pioneers offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks.
Mixon will get it to start the second half. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Operating from the gun, Fields.
There he goes again. Inside the 10.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Joe Mixon.
His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Pioneers add 6 to their lead.
Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Ritter will set up to throw it. He'll dump this off to Achane.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's second down and a yard. In motion right, Debo. He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They give to Achane on the option.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Achane here, they stay on the ground.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Achane gets it from the gun. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
16 yards, a first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? Third level run, first level being the D-line.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Zach Moss,
His first touchdown on the year.
and the Bulls are able to cut into that deficit.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Fields now to throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Boyd.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll find Reynolds over the middle. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit the receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Fields.
Finding Mixon here again on back-to-back plays.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short, because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the 1st down.
Fields. To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. Slant pass. He's got Reynolds.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. They'll give it to him again. And this time he is in.
Joe Mixon His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Pioneers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bulls offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. Bootlegging out here, Ritter.
And that is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Back now here on EA Sports as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Open man is Samuel, complete.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ritter to throw it. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down.
Looking to throw once more. Here's Ritter.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Ritter. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Ritter now. Throw caught by Achane.
And he is going to lose yardage here. This will wind up a loss on the play. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Desmond Ritter.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Bulls have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and running back Joe Mixon set to take over once more. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
In motion comes the tight end left. Now it's Fields. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. This offense so far on third down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Oh, what a great job defensively to stack things up. They were committed to stopping the run. They knew it was coming. And now it looks like they should get the football back as they force an important 3 and out.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This will be fielded at the 17. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Back out comes San Antonio. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
2nd down and 6 now from the 26. Ritter from the gun.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Ritter slides down, and he has enough for the first.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Looking to throw it here. Ritter.
Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
4th down, big play. Here's Ritter.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game, could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Fields.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line.
The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
They'll run with Mixon. Bust through the tackle.
And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Mixon on the toss right.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It was Marcus Golden that time who came roaring in to get him.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
A shotgun snap. Fields
steps away to his left.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on 3rd, and then the tables turn.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Joe Mixon.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Pioneers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Back out comes San Antonio. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Ritter.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Ritter from the gun on 3rd down. That's into the hands of the rookie from Florida.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Sticking with the passing game. Here's Ritter again.
Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Ritter will set up to throw it.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Back to throw, Ritter.
And that will be incomplete as well.
Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They'll go. Achane.
And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Now the offense in the 3rd and 5 out as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Ritter back to throw.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
A final shot now for Ritter.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. Wow, Charles, that doesn't just take points off the board. That takes a win off the board.
So now you have to regroup because you've gone from celebrating what you think is a win to trying to figure out how to do it again and make it a win.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Vancouver,
the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.